Hey guys, so this video looks at specifically base 2 or the binary system. So base 2 only has two digits, 0 and 1. This is very common in computer programming. There is something called binary code, which actually just represents yes or no, so zeros and ones. With base 2, you're going to be looking at powers of 2. So I've already written them over on the left-hand side, my 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2. I would recommend getting those copied down onto an index card or on a sticky note so that you can reference them when you're working through the homework. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this number 101101 base 2 and I'm going to convert it to base 10. So something that we wrote down in class was that if you're going from another base to base 10, you are going to use exponents. So this digit right here, the first one, that is 1 times 2, because it's base 2, to the what exponent? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right of the 1. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the 0, plus 0 times 2, so I'm looking at this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to the 4, plus, I'm looking at the 1 times 2 to the third, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep going down. Next one, 1 times 2 to the 2, and then I'm going to have the next 0, 0 times 2 to the 1, and then lastly I will have 1 times 2 to the 0. So now that I have the exponents written out in expanded form, was what we called that in class, I'm going to just go through and multiply. So the first part, I'm going to have 1 times 2 to the 5th. Well, 2 to the 5th is 32. 32 times 1 is 32. Then 0 times 2 to the 4th. Well, 0 times anything is 0, so that's when it's going to go away. 1 times 2 to the 3rd. So I'm working on the next one. 2 to the 3rd is 8. 1 times 8 gives me 8. I'm going to have 1 times 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th gives me 4. Times 1 is 4. 0 times anything goes away. And remember, 2 to the 0 is 1. So 1 times 1 is going to give me 1. So my number actually ends up being 32 plus 8 plus 4. And so then I will have 45 as my number, as my base 10 number. So I can actually call that 45 because I converted that number of base 2 to a base 10. So now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to it says take the following number in base 10 and convert it to base 2. So I'm going from base 10 to the number. And so this was the division trick we learned in class. So I'm actually going to have to do this down here. I'll run out of room. So I have 32 and I want to convert it to base 2. So if you remember, I look at the list of exponents and see what's the biggest number without going over. Well, right there, 32 is 2 to the 5th. So I'm going to start at 2 to the 5th, which is 32, and I'm going to go in one time. 32 goes into 32 one time. And 32 times 1 gives me 32, which is going to give me 0 left over. So I'm actually going to end up now having a whole bunch of 0 placeholders. So I have 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd, 2 squared, 2 to the 1, 2 to the 0. You're always going to have to go all the way down to the 0 exponent. Now all of these, because this number worked out so nicely, are going to be zeros. So my base 2 number is going to be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 zeros. And then I have to write that it is base 2.